Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Be patient with me one more second here. And you guys are going to love this presentation. 9 steps to kind of get you started in whatever it is you're trying to get done, or whatever you're putting off, or what you're procrastinating about, and the steps to pull you through and get it done. It's pretty solid. This is, I'll be honest with you, it's a constant ongoing life hack that I use, because when I know there's something I want to do or I should be doing and I'm not getting done, I know there's a reason why, and I go back and I figure out which one of these steps am I dropping, and I pick it up from there. So I think you guys will appreciate this. All right, let me hit this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Patrick Precourt here. Welcome to everybody who's coming to us live on GoToWebinar, who's coming to us live on live stream. Powerful talk for you today. It's about getting it done. You know, if there's one thing that ultimately affects all of the outcomes we get in life, it's the decisions we make every single day. And every decision has a premise, a background to it. It's almost like an operating system. It's a set of software that's running behind it that filters our decisions. And it's our decisions ultimately that determine our outcomes. So everything we have right now, everything that you have, everything in terms of how much money you have in the bank, to how good your relationships are, to how much fun you have in life, are all a direct result of decisions that you've actively made, and therefore you are 100% responsible for everything that you have or don't have, and are at the exact level that you deserve it, meaning you have exactly what you deserve. Now, I know that's a little harsh sometimes, especially if there's stuff going on in our lives that are unfortunate. I'll be honest with you, we're coming home from Marina yesterday, and my wife gets a call and finds out that one of her very good friends, who's on vacation down in D.C., one of her very good friends, her husband passed away while they're on vacation in D.C. on Sunday. And I'm like, holy crap. And that's, we get caught up in the stuff we have going on in our lives, and we think we got issues. I'm like, their inline checkout, and their 3 kids watch her husband have a heart attack and die in front of them. Want an eye-opener? Want to put it in perspective, where our real issues lie? So when I say you have everything you deserve, remember there's much worse situations that you think you may have going on. Okay. With that said, when an event happens in our lives, I'm going to give you just a kind of a little psychological play here before we get into this. When events happen in our life, it's by default almost, we label the event. We call it something. And then once we put a label in it, there's almost a default meaning that goes along with the label. The event could have been, that person cut me off on the highway. That's the event. Meaning, the guy's an absolute jackass. And after meaning comes emotion. We get angry. Event, we attach a label. The label triggers meaning. Meaning creates an emotion. And it's out of our emotions then that we take an action. It's out of our emotions that direct our next move. So I'm telling you that just so you have a little premise of what goes on kind of in the underlying of our thought and decision making. There's 2 other filters. We're not going to get deep into these today, though, that all of our decisions, every single decision we make every single day, gets filtered through. Again, generally on the subconscious level, to some degree on a conscious level, but generally on the subconscious level. Our belief systems, what we believe to be true or not true, what we believe to be or not be, right? And our core value system. Those 2 things filter all decisions that we make. Generally speaking, if we believe that the stove is hot and we put our finger on it, we're going to get burnt, we typically won't put our finger on the stove. We have a belief that prohibits that decision and therefore that action, right? If we believe that a certain weight loss product is going to magically peel off pounds for us, we'll invest money in that product and go through the exercise of ingesting that product because it's going to work for us. So belief systems are a filter. Core values are another. Core values go like this, right? If one of your core values is integrity and ethics, you're an ethical person, and you have an opportunity to make money on someone that maybe is unethical, but they won't know, and nor will anybody else. The decision to make money, be like, I have to pass on it, not because I'm afraid of getting caught, because in this case you won't. You'll pass on it because you have a higher standard that you measure yourself against. Does that all make sense? So, with all of that, okay, because those are all influences on decisions we make. With all of that, we still screw up decision making. So, I'm going to bring you through a little process here. 9 steps, okay? Let me get out a pen. I got bored. I might as well get out a pen. 9 steps. Not just getting them, but getting started. Getting started is one of the hardest pieces. Then you got to get it done, right? Getting started. Okay, let's start with this. Number 1, okay? Let's drop the concept and take this not so literally, but let's forget about the tradition of goals. So the problem with goals is most of us have set them and most of us don't achieve them. So we have a track record, a history, a pattern of setting goals, typically done in the short term to make ourselves feel good in the short term, but no deep down commitment to achieving those goals. Setting ourselves up for failure. Instead, create an endpoint, right? Call it a goal, but get off the word goal. Let's focus on what is our desired results and outcomes. Now think about it. When I tell you, hey, I got a goal, that means something to you and I. When I say, these are my results and outcomes, much more definitive. I'm speaking a different language. Remember, we speak our outcome. So if you're speaking goals, and goals subconsciously means to you, pipe dream ain't going to happen, never to work for me, right? You're speaking a failure. Results and outcomes, there is no conclusion. I mean, there's no alternative conclusion other than you're going to achieve these results and outcomes, because after all, they're your results and outcomes. We speak our future. We speak the direction we're turning. Words come before our actions. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, okay? That's step number 1. Ditch the concept of goals. I'm not saying goals are bad. I'm saying though in the context of the way we set them without a deep-seated commitment and plan to follow through on them, let's switch our verbiage over to, these are going to be my results and my outcomes. That's it. Okay? So number 2 here, okay? Define with absolute clarity your desired outcome. Crystal clear. The more clear you are, the more real it becomes to you. And that's not just in our brain. It becomes a whole physiological consumption of our body. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Don't just define it as I want to lose weight. Define it as I want the body of my dreams because I want the confidence to walk around my chest, my shoulders back, my chest held high. I want that passion I once had as defined by a body that's about 15 pounds lighter, and I can run X amount of miles and blah, 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 blah. Okay, get real with it. The more real you get with it, the more real it becomes in your ability to achieve it. When we're vague about the results and outcomes that we desire, it's typically because we don't want to be held accountable for not achieving them. The more clarity we put to them, automatically the accountability goes up because they just became real, right? Put a time stamp on it. And this process then helps, that we're going through right now, it goes through kind of pieces of this so you can see how to add more to it, right? Next, and this is a big one, okay? Accept unconditionally where you are now. In other words, own your space. I'll tell you why in a second. What I mean own, I don't care, good, bad, and different. Own where you are now. Stop blaming others. Get to the truth of your reality. Even if it's brutal, get to the truth of it. Accept it for now. Be grateful for where you are right here and now, and always wanting more. See, if you can't be grateful for what you have, I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people that would love to be you. You just don't know it because you're caught up in your own little world. You can't even appreciate what you have right now. And if you can't appreciate it now, you can't appreciate it when you have what you think it is. It's going to make your life better. I promise you that. That's a big mistake a lot of people make. They get so focused on achievement, they overlook entirely fulfillment. And if you're committed and your willpower's high enough and you're a stubborn bastard and you grind through it, you will achieve. And it'll be a miserable one at that. Then what? It all starts here. You want to get big? You want to go to the next level? You want to climb the ladder? Start by appreciating where you are. First, get to the truth of your reality. Good and bad, it doesn't matter. It's not judgmental. Just owning it so that, and here's the part, this is the biggest takeaway here. Once you get to the truth, and nothing can change unless it's at the truth. Remember that. The longer you keep up a line of bullshit to yourself, the longer you forever hold yourself back. You get to the truth, now things can change. By owning it, you put you in 100% control to do something about it. 1% a giveaway of ownership. It's 1% less power you have to change your world. Your choice. Want to continue to be the way you are? Where you're at? Fine. I'm not judging you. It may be perfect. And that's cool. Cool to be you. If you want another level, if you know there's more in life for you, now it's time to take ownership. Because you can't change anything unless you own it. You don't own it, you can't do squat with it. You own it, and saying, yeah, I have in life right now, right here, right now, exactly what I deserve. Period. Not but the economy, not but our president, not but my whatever. No, I own this. All me. Okay? Next, now we have our, I should probably write these down for you, right? So we start, one, ditch, goals, results, and outcomes. Okay? Number two, what in the world? Number two, get clear. Number three, get to the truth. So getting clear, right? That's your point B. That's where you want to go. That's here. The truth is your point A, where you are now. Point A, point B. Okay? So the next, oops, hang on my hole. So this is the problem with live broadcasting when you haven't turned off other stuff on your phone. It just keeps getting interrupted by stuff, by people like mailing stuff in or whatever. That's lame. So anyways, okay, so the next in line here, right? 4. Draw a straight line between your A and your B. And write down actionable steps. Make $5,000 is not actionable. Understand me? You put things on this line. A, actionable. B, that move you straight towards your desired result and outcome. Don't put things that bring you out here and down here and back here. Because eventually you're just going to keep going until you see the next shiny thing. You only put things on this line that move you straight towards the outcome you desire. And if you can't physically do it, it don't belong on that line. Comprende? Actionable steps. We got true on where we are. We got clear on where we're going to be. Now we're only going to put items on that list that are going to push us directly there. Next, get truthful with yourself, okay? Obstacles. Write down your obstacles, whatever they may be. Let's prepare for them. Let's preempt them. You won't see them all. You'll see some of them. That's cool. But be prepared for what's coming your way. Well, Pat, I'm going to get scared along the way. All right, good. Let's work on that. We can work on that, okay? Nothing wrong with getting scared. Can't have heroes without fear. Heroes act in courage. Courage requires an act of fear and plowing through it, right? So fear is not necessarily a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. If it blindsides you and freezes you and forces excuses, it's a problem, right? We can handle that. But write it down. Put it on the list. What are the obstacles that we have coming up in front of us, okay? Next. So even with all this, you're still going to get to a point where you're going to be stopped. I promise you. If you're doing anything of any value, you're going to get stopped, and it's okay. It's going to take more than your willpower to push through, because you know what? Our willpower, A, depletes itself throughout the day, and B, oftentimes just ain't big enough for us to do what we have to do. And this is where we have to have something bigger. So you get something bigger. A bigger why. This is where you got to go deep, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When you're trying to do something and all you do is put you as the driver behind it, we have no problem at letting ourselves down. Let's be honest. Call it sad, call it pathetic, it doesn't matter. It's true. We need something bigger than us, a bigger reason than ourselves to do what we have to do. And I know many of you are like nodding like this right now. How many times we've let ourselves down? What is your bigger why? Who's watching you that you don't even know about? Your every step that you're going to really disappoint. Who are you going to let down that really matters to you? Is it your kids? See, kids don't listen to shit we say. They only learn from our actions. They only learn by what we do. They'll note hypocrisies in our words and our actions in a heartbeat, right? You can tell a kid to do one thing and act in a different capacity, but who's watching you? I'm telling you, if you're trying to do something that's outside your space, you need something greater than just you to push you through that, to anchor onto when the going gets tough. And the going always gets tough. It's just, that's such as life. That's how we grow. That's how we expand, which we're meant to do, by the way. It's not by chance. It's not a bad thing, right? What's your bigger why? I'll share one more thing on this, okay? I like to see our why broken into two parts, right? You have one here, which is your kind of your oh, this is your priority. My first why, my priority would be my wife and my kids. That's my why, right? And I think many of you would agree with that. That's a good why. But there's part two, and it's my greater responsibility. What is my priority? Those that rely on me every day. The greater responsibility is the impact I leave on this earth. The amount of people I positively infect while I'm here. The ripple effect of my existence. The reason why I was born. Big shoes to fill right there. What's that look like in your space? See, when shit gets tough, you just want to quit. You want to just procrastinate. You want to avoid doing because you give ourselves all these bullshit excuses. You need something bigger than that. I'm going to stop for a second because I see some comments here that I just want to address really quickly. So, Elaine says, oh, it says don't say this, okay? But oh, Elaine, you know, though, hey, what you're saying, though, it's the same. So, Elaine, give me permission to share that because it's so many others are struggling. You're not alone there. Thank you. Thank you. Hey guys, if you have something you have to say privately, just say, please don't share out loud. And Elaine did just permit me to say, and thank you for that. But I won't read it out loud if you ask me not to. Okay. So, says Pat, we have a large investment in schooling in real estate. It's driving me nuts. How do I settle down and enjoy this and say it will happen? Okay. Good. And so what I'm just going to try to add clarity to what you're saying, Elaine. Just correct me if I'm wrong. All right. You have large investment, and the investment is making you nervous. How do you put aside the nervousness and get busy here? Is that fair? I think that's what you're trying to say. So that's a great question, and here's the truth of it, okay? That's akin to us for eternally putting off being happy. We start young in this country being told that, got to go to college. And once you go to college, you got to get a degree, then you got to find a job that's secure and pays you well, and then you got to get out and you got to get married. You got to get like a dog. No, you get the girlfriend, the dog, married, car, house, kid, other kid, job promotion, kids through college, all this shit, then finally you retire and you're still waiting to be happy. It just doesn't freaking stop. Right? There's always the next thing. Here's a challenge with that, okay? You guys have to, I don't have time to go into how we transfer energy and understanding energy, okay? That's an awesome book. Stephen just recommended the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Yes, awesome book. And it speaks a lot of this, Stephen, of energy and energy flow, right? If I'm in a constant state of stress, concern, fear, right, it will push off what it is I'm so concerned about not having. So look at this in terms of everything we want is reflected in a feeling that we believe we will have once we have it. Get married, you have a feeling of love and connection. Get a car, you have some sort of feeling of achievement. Get whatever it is. Get your fancy midlife crisis car, and now you feel like you've made it. It's just a feeling. Feelings are choices. Feelings are choices. Now, make no mistake, we all operate a set of patterns that we've allowed to create, we've created throughout our lives or experiences, like software plugged in, and the patterns now automatically assimilate feelings in us, triggers, if you will, such as my live thing just failed. That's kind of cool. Such as, you're driving down the highway and you see the red and white and blue lights come flashing up behind you. You immediately get a chill. You got a feeling. Trigger. Boom. There's an event. We attach meaning to it. We got a feeling. All that discussion again, right? We chose that feeling. Now, you may say, well, Pat, I didn't choose it. It just happened. No, we programmed ourselves to do that. My point in all this is that we, in fact, do choose our feelings. Once we own that, okay, then we could go to this next step here, Elaine, and say, well, Elaine, you may be seeking consistency in your life, stability maybe, I don't know, set a feeling of achievement, I don't know. Once we accept that we can choose our feelings, we now are empowered to choose that feeling that we want. Choose it now. You say, well, how can I choose it if it's not real? Stop. Feelings are a choice. There's no real or not real. Do you think just because you bought a new Porsche that made you successful? No, that's bullshit. You just create an event with a meaning and an emotion, a feeling that went along with it. There's no real to it. There's no real to it. If two people hop on a roller coaster, one's scared to death, one laughs their ass off, is the fear real? No. There's no real or not. There's no more real or less real than any other emotion. Feelings are a choice. The only perception of reality is our own, of them. I can't harbor on this point too much, but I didn't need to get there to make a point. That once you choose, remember I said early on in this call, okay, it's going to screw up our order here, but you have an event, meaning, emotion, decision, action, result. Event, we put a meaning to it, creates an emotion. Really, we'd label it first, but causes a decision, an action, and a result. If you choose to stay in a state of stress, fear, oh, woe is me, and I'm not, Elaine, I'm not picking on you right now, okay? So don't take this at all personally. But, oh, what if I fail? Oh, what if I don't make money? Oh, what if we lose this money? Oh, guess what? That's a negative emotion. That's going to affect your decision in a not positive way and not positive actions to produce results that you don't want. If you change it here, back in the meaning stage, turn that into a supporting positive emotion that will then, then start affecting decisions in such a way that you'll take actions to produce the result that you actually do want. So you ain't cheating the system, you're controlling the system. And it is as real as any other emotion you choose. Fear, sadness, anger. You know, every single one of those emotions were experienced when the 9/11 towers were attacked. Same event, different emotions. Those are the three default emotions that popped up most for most people. Fear, sadness, anger. Same event, three different emotions. Does that mean one of those or two of those emotions were not real? No, they're all real to the person who chose them. You want immediate change? Change the way you label, meaning, emotion. Right now I said, what was the event? I spent money on coaching, lots of it. What does that mean? Well, what does that label it? That's a debt. What does that mean? That I'm now in debt. You're going down a negative path because you freaking describe it that way. And our words speak our actions. What you're saying and meaning here, creating the emotion, creates a decision, the actions, and the crappy results that we don't want. Starting to get this? And yes, Stephen, in that book, goes through it pretty well. Not the same way, but does a pretty good job. All right, sorry. I don't have any paper left. That's a bummer. Next. So we create a bigger why to drive us through our troubled spots, right? This is important. This is one that cracks me up. You know, we come up with A to B plan. We put items on our plan here that move us directly towards the outcome. Is everything we put on this list correct? Is it? No, the answer is hell no. There's mistakes, there's screw-ups, something just didn't belong on a list, right? So number 7 then, accept feedback. That's right. Accept the feedback. Pay attention. Is it working or not? You threw out a lure, you reeled it in 50 times, didn't even get a bite. Change your freaking lure. It's not going to change where you're going. It's not going to change where you're starting. You're just trying something different, moving you forward. And yes, the fact that the first lure didn't work still moved you forward because now you know what doesn't work. And it got you closer to what's working. All kind of makes sense? You skip this step though, man. You start getting all sideways. You go step, 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 and before you know it, you spend all this time, energy, effort, and money, and you haven't gotten anywhere. You're like, damn, why didn't it work? Well, because you didn't pay attention along the way. Everything is a test. Everything is a test. Everything we do is testing. And it's either going to give a result that worked or a result that didn't work. Moved us closer or moved us further to where we want to be. Both are of equal value. Neither one of them is of lesser value unless we don't listen. Okay? Unless we don't listen. 8. I'm sneaking in here. I'm out of paper. One of the most important steps. Not that any one is less important. Yeah, this one's more important though. Begin now. Stop waiting. Stop procrastinating. Stop all this kind of negative talk that will forever cause you to continue to deserve exactly what you are accepting now. Everything that happens to us in our lives, we accept into it. And until you make a change, nothing changes. Until you make the decision to make a change, nothing changes. Listen, man, I'm just the guy sitting over here on the other end of the computer. I ain't going to change squat for you. That's the truth of it. Let's be honest. I'm not preaching to you either. I sit in the same chair you sit in. I wear the same shoes you're wearing. Like I said, I refer back to these on a regular basis when shit ain't happening the way it should. I don't blame anyone else. I go back and identify where did I drop the ball here. And this next one, okay, never miss a day. Steady forward progress towards a known and worthy outcome. That's my favorite definition that I came up with, by the way. That's my favorite definition of success. Steady forward progress towards a known worthy outcome. That's your worthy outcome. Steady forward progress. Step by step. Chunk by chunk. Every single day. Never miss a day. Pat, does that mean I can't take vacation? No, vacation is a part of the process. That's like, you know, that vacation is akin to training hard for 4 days in a gym and taking a day off. That's required to grow and expand your muscles, to come back and go harder, okay? But that's built into the plan. When you decide you want to put on 10 pounds of muscle, it's built in. I'm going to work 4 on, 1 off, 4 on, 1 off. Get what I'm saying? Never miss a day, meaning that you stay at this. Every day you grind away. There'll be days you wake up and you are not committed to it. You're a little beaten down when you get out of the bed. Your will's broken before you even get out of bed. I get it, okay? And that's the most important time to grind. And I don't care if you fall flat on your face in the process, because you know what? It is impossible to fall on your face and fall backwards. You will still have made forward progress. Every single day, never miss a day. Please give that quote again. Steady forward progress towards a known worthy outcome. Now, Dave, I'm not saying that is the only definition of success. That is my definition. You have to understand the context of it. That means success is not a location or a destination. It's not a possession. It's a state. It's a state. You're in a state of success, which means every single one of us right here, right now, can choose to be in a state of success. Start building momentum. Get to the truth of where we're at. No matter how shitty it is, doesn't matter. What's most important is that we own it so we can do something about it and put ourselves in a state of success. Choose with absolute clarity where it is we want to be. Accept with absolute truth where it is we are now. Start putting actionable items on a list that moves us forward. Pay attention the entire way to feedback. You know, it's not the one with the most resources that wins. It's the most resourceful. You'll get along here. You'll be like, hell, I don't have what I need, but you can still get it done. You won't have everything you need, but you need to be able to still get it done. Get what you need. I would take someone with zero resources and an absolute high level of resourcefulness all day long over someone who's just loaded with resources. Now, make no mistake, any resources you have are a value add. But if you are not resourceful, I guarantee you will not have the resources to achieve. You understand what I'm saying? So you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Focus on results and outcomes, not goals that you've proven we don't achieve. Get absolutely crystal clear on where it is we want to go. Start with the truth. Don't start with the truth, man. You'll never get out of the gate. Create actionable steps, steps that you can physically take action on. Understand your obstacles along the way. Call them out. You won't know them all, but prepare for the ones that you can call. If you are the obstacle, admit that and own that. Get a damn accountability partner, somebody to push you, whatever it takes. Create a bigger why, because even with all this, we're still going to get stuck. Own that. Understand there are people that watch you every day. There are people that look up to you every day. Understand that you were given a certain set of God-given, innate skill sets, unique, unlike anyone else's, that are especially for you. Don't disrespect them. Understand, they're not just for your usage or your consumption. They're there so you can have an impact, make an impact. Well, focus on that, not just your priorities, but your greater responsibilities. We're more powerful when we're focused on something bigger than ourselves. Get a bigger why. Begin now. Stop waiting. Just stop waiting. I don't know how else to say it. Just stop waiting. I'm going to ask you a question at the end, and I want you all to answer. You don't have to answer it here. You can. It'd be awesome. But you don't have to answer it here, but I want you to answer it. It's a qualifying question. Finally, never miss a day. Every single day, steady forward progress. Every single day. Okay, if you fall flat on your face, it does not matter. As long as that train rolls forward a couple inches, man. It's all that matters. It's not how fast you go. It's a consistency in moving forward that matters. I'm going to ask you a question here, okay? It's a qualifying question. I want you to think about it. Some of you are going to be like, bam, you got the answer. Some of you will be like, ow, that hurt. It's very simple. How much longer are you going to continue to choose to accept your current results and outcomes? How much longer are you going to continue to choose to accept your current results and outcomes? Think about that one. Good job, AJ. Cool thing here is that we are all in absolute 100% control, changing it. Perry, well done. Thanks for sharing. You'd be amazed what can change in just one decision. That's all it takes. So we're going to wrap it up on that, guys. Let me check one thing up here. Mr. Dave. Dave's ready. Awesome, brother. Angelina and Mike, I'm excited for every action I'm taking from the day for this day forward. Well stated. Powerful. Wake up every day, Angela and Mike, and say that out loud to yourself. I am excited for every action I'm taking from this day forward. I am excited for every action that I'm taking from this day forward. So it'll force you to get focused on the actions that you're going to take. For you to be excited about them, they got to be the right actions, right? I am excited for every action I'm taking from this day forward. You guys are awesome. Don't forget about Wednesday's call. I'm substituting in for Justin on Wednesday, so I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Have an awesome afternoon. Peace.